Attribution bias is a psychological phenomenon that significantly influences how individuals perceive and interpret the actions and behaviors of others. In the context of diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, comprehending attribution bias is crucial for fostering a more inclusive and equitable environment. Attribution bias, also known as attributional bias, refers to the tendency of individuals to attribute the behavior of others to internal characteristics, such as personality or disposition, while overlooking external factors or situational influences. In simpler terms, it involves making judgments about why people do what they do, often based on incomplete or biased information. To illustrate attribution bias, consider a scenario where two employees, Alex and Taylor, are working on a team project. The project encounters delays, and as a result, the deadline is missed. When evaluating the situation, the team leader attributes the delay to Alex's incompetence, believing that they are lazy and lack motivation. This is an example of internal attribution bias, as the leader attributes the cause of the problem to Alex's personal qualities. In contrast, when a similar situation occurs with Taylor, the team leader attributes the delay to external factors such as unforeseen circumstances or technical difficulties. This illustrates the tendency to attribute behavior to situational factors rather than internal traits, known as external attribution bias. Attribution bias can have significant implications for DEI efforts within organizations. When individuals make biased attributions about the actions of their colleagues, it can lead to unfair treatment, stereotypes, and perpetuation of inequality. For example, if a woman of color is consistently overlooked for leadership opportunities within a company, it may be due to attribution bias. Colleagues or supervisors may attribute her lack of advancement to her perceived lack of ambition or competence, rather than considering systemic barriers or unconscious biases at play. Recognizing and addressing attribution bias is essential for promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workplace. Organizations can take several steps to mitigate the effects of attribution bias, including education and awareness. Providing training and education on cognitive biases, including attribution bias, can help individuals recognize and challenge their own biases. Promoting transparency, encouraging open dialogue and transparency within teams, can help uncover biases and promote fair decision-making processes. Implementing bias mitigation strategies, introducing structured decision-making processes, and diversity hiring practices can help minimize the impact of attribution bias on organizational outcomes. Encouraging perspective taking. Encouraging employees to consider alternative explanations for behavior and to take the perspective of others can help reduce the influence of attribution bias. Attribution bias is a prevalent cognitive bias that can influence how individuals perceive and interpret the actions of others. In the context of DEI, understanding attribution bias is critical for promoting a more inclusive and equitable workplace environment. By addressing attribution bias through education, awareness, and proactive strategies, organizations can foster a culture of diversity, equity, and inclusion where all employees feel valued and respected.